Everybody, welcome back. I'm excited to have a friend and somebody who has been fighting for this country in a major way. He's probably one of the strongest warriors we have out there. His name is Mike Lindell. Of course, he's the CEO and founder of MyPillow, and he's also written a great book, which hopefully we'll get to talk about a little bit. But Mike, welcome back to the broadcast.
Well, thanks for having me back on.
Well, it's good to have you on. I wish it was under better circumstances. One of the things I wanted to discuss today was just a few days ago, we heard very disturbing news that Fox News has canceled your advertising. And then I saw the next day all this reporting from the mainstream corporate media, which seemed a lot different from what you were saying. So I wanted to have you on to explain your side of what's actually going on with this whole situation.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I actually just got done emailing Suzanne Scott, the CEO of Fox, to find out what's going on.
Right.
I use a media company I've used since about 2011, and Fox and I became partners around November of 2014. We buy about $1 million worth of media a week, and this is performing media, so it's not branding. If it doesn't perform, we don't run it. It has to get direct return on our investment, and it's a different business model than other companies use in commercial and indirect sales. Well, this, as you know, when I came out with a plan to secure our elections last August, everyone went into this attack mode on MyPillow and tried to. We got debanked, we got the merchant server, American Express dropped us. I mean, it was crazy times back then. And in the fall, then Fox. The media company said, hey, Fox wants to take your 12-week line of credit down to 60 days, which would be 4 weeks. And I said, you got to be kidding me, after 14 years or whatever. And
right.
Anyway, we agreed to do it, and that was in November. We made payments all the way through November and bought $1 million worth of media a week, just like normal. But they squished our credit down, so now we're well within our credit limit. Okay, everybody, we're well within these 8 weeks or these we took it down 1/3 of all the money owed him, I guess would be. And anyway, we added Lou Dobbs. No, this is very, it's almost ironic. I mean, it's just like, right. Does this have anything to do with my Lindell TV network I have at Frank Speech? I hired Lou Dobbs to a big contract over there, and his first show was last Monday with our real president, Donald Trump.
Wow.
Now, on Wednesday, I get a call from my media company that said, hey, by the way, we were testing 3 new commercials with Fox. We usually give the creatives to them and they approve them. And then we buy like a test media, like let's say maybe a couple $100,000 worth. In this case, it was $500,000 worth of a test to test these creatives, these commercials. And the media company offered Fox, this is separate from our thing. It said, here's $500,000. We need to test these commercials. And they said, no, we're not accepting any money from you. And now, if that's not cancellation, I'm going, okay, weird. Now, I spent Thursday talking to the media company. I said, what are they doing? He goes, I don't know. They don't want to accept cash for this commercial, and we're within our, their new little switch that they did. So I said, well, they're canceling us. Anybody can see that. And we tried to get a hold of them on Thursday. Friday came, and I went public with it on Friday morning because I'm tired of people of MyPillow getting canceled, an employee-owned company, for just because their CEO is out there trying to help save our country and secure our election platforms.
Sure.
So I can only speculate a couple things. Was it because of Lou Dobbs? And remember, Fox fired Lou Dobbs a couple years ago.
Right.
And were they afraid of the competition? We've got about 3 million people over at Frank Speech and Lindell TV. Right. Or here's another thing. The Iowa caucus was yesterday, and the start of this big election cycle going up to 2024. Yeah. Well, right before the 2020 election, Todd, the Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook would not let MyPillow buy ads with Mike Lindell in them. In other words, we had to scrub my face from all the ads of my own products over there, and because they deemed it political, because I'm so branded with Donald Trump. So I believe that Fox says, you know what? We squished his credit, and he still made it through. We did everything we could for him to just, we want to put MyPillow under to stop Mike Lindell. Well, they couldn't do it in December. We kept up with our pay and we got our credit spread.
Yeah.
So this isn't a money thing. And I just, like I say, I reached out to Suzanne Scott because I've never dealt with Fox directly. And my media company said they've reached out to them. They're now responsive. And it's very strange. It's very much like American Express, what they did to us. We've never heard from them again. We were never late with American Express ever. And they just squished our line of credit. And then we said, hey, what are you talking about? We never heard from them again. So it's very strange. I hope Fox reaches out because I don't want my pillow being punished for something that is political in which I think that I think it very much is political. It's kind of like why, if you can't explain something like, look at Tucker, they benched their best host last spring.
Right. Yep.
And now they're benching either their biggest or second biggest advertiser. Where I think somebody said we were number 2 last year, $50-some million given to Fox. So but yeah, you were right. They changed the narrative from Friday morning. By the time you read about it on Friday night, Mike Lindell, Fox says as soon as Mike Lindell pays, he can run ads. Well, if you take away someone's credit, you've canceled them, and and go, okay, here you go. I told the Associated Press to go, well, would you pay them what you still owe them if they canceled you? Yeah, but I've got to check with my attorneys to see if what they did was even legal, just to stop someone in this kind of relationship for other reasons. I want to find out why, and hopefully the CEO of Fox will override this and whatever this department or whatever was going on and say, I want to talk to her. I just want to talk to her and find out if Fox is coming out saying that doesn't even make sense, what I just told you.
Right. And you're saying, MyPillow is like the number 2, you said, advertiser on the whole channel. I mean, think about it.
I believe it's number 1, but someone said last year in 23 it was number 2. And there's a reason for that is because we bought less ads there because Fox viewership, I believe, is going down, and we have to buy ads that perform. And like even in December, we spent all that money with them in December. Their viewership, I think, is down, and maybe that's part of it too, that they feel threatened by Lindell TV and Lou Dobbs. I don't know.
Yeah, and by you and the anointing that you have to share the truth. And many people are waking up and listening to what you're saying out there, Mike. And it's just unbelievable to me. I mean, it's an election year, not surprising that they would go after you as they've gone after. Think about it: Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, almost every voice that were the biggest voices for Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020 have been deplatformed, debanked, censored. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And I was the media's darling too, and the media just turns. You'd think, boy, they just turn this narrative without, when they talk to me, I told them exactly what I just told you. When they cancel you, what do you think they're going to say when you got this line of credit? And now I just get canceled Wednesday. They're going, well, if he pays up, sure. If I pay that, do I trust Fox to run ads? Are you kidding? After what they did? Right. I don't believe it. We offered them cash last Wednesday. We offered them cash. When they said, no, you can't do this, we said, well, can we give you cash? Is there a problem with our credit, whatever? Can we give you $500,000 to test these new commercials? We had 3 new commercials. And they said no. So when you turn down cash, there's another agenda. Do you understand? This is bizarre. It's bizarre, everybody. And and I heard you at the beginning of the show talking about my book. I want to tell you that today's a pretty special day for me because 15 years ago today, overnight, I quit everything, crack addiction, alcohol, everything. So this is a 15-year anniversary of being set free by God of all these of all the addictions I had. So it's pretty amazing. And,
it's amazing. And you have the network that helps people too. Tell them about that.
Yeah. I set up over 3 years ago now. We put millions of dollars into this, and it's what it is. It's called the Lindell Recovery Network.org, LindellRecoveryNetwork.org, and it's free, everybody. It's free. So, if you have someone out there right now where we are in our country with drugs pouring in from the southern border, people losing hope, you combine that and addictions have gone up, and then you got the fentanyl thing, everything going on, where people are dying and losing hope. Now, this is the time where people can go there and get some help. If you know someone that you feel is incorrigible, oh, I've tried everything. I tried everything. You know what? They all know me out there. They know these addicts that are out there. They know I made it through it, and they can too. And that's why it's so important to get the word out of this LindellRecoverynetwork.org.
Yes.
Absolutely free. I have funded the whole thing. It's free. You do it right online. Every addict, most of them have a phone yet, and they'll look at that phone and they'll tune into the network, and they're gonna spend so much time there. And the beauty of it is getting off drugs and everything is just the bonus. The big thing is they're going to find that they're going to get to Jesus, and it's the greatest revival in history. So
yes, there's so many folks out there that have a loved one that's on fentanyl, that's on opioid addiction, marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine, and yet it's kind of like the elephant in the room, Mike. A lot of people, even in the Christian world, don't really address this. You're addressing this. You're talking about it. And your book is amazing. I get a lot of people that tell me, hey, I read Mike Lindell's book and it really impacted me. And they say, make sure you tell him. So I want you to know there's a lot of folks out there that are being impacted by your book and by your story. And I know you know this, but I just want to repeat this. We're with you. We're behind you. And I know that you've been in such a battle from all the different things that we've talked about, even on today's broadcast and past shows. What are some of the things that you do, Mike, when you wake up in the morning to stay on fire for the Lord, to keep pressing ahead in the middle of all this?
Well, I'm going to tell everybody about prayer. Everybody comes up to me all the time and say, Mike, I prayed for this and this didn't happen. I prayed for this and this didn't happen. Well, I tell people those are reactionary prayers, and it might not be God's will. And I had to come to grips with this a long time ago. And well, where is God's will? God's will is in the Word. So every day I wake up, I get into the Word, read the Bible, get into prayer, and then you can be proactive in prayer, and they line up with God's will. It's amazing. So I can have a peace about me. In spite of all the turmoil going on and the attacks I get every day that I wake up from morning till night, and just keep going forward with them, be proactive in prayer, and I can have a peace that, hey, this is on God's timing, not Mike Lindell's timing. Right. Everything that's going on, because a lot of times, I'll get calls going, Mike, with our big group that we have all across all 50 states trying the plan to secure our elections, and they'll say we're not getting there. We need this to happen. Sure enough, a little miracle will happen, these mini miracles, right? And they line up, and I'll go, and like I've told everybody, we're going to look back someday and we'll say, all these things had to happen just the way they did, and in that timing, and even the bad things. I did a speech in Iowa the other day, and I said, it was a week or two ago, I guess, and I was down there with our real president, and I did the speech, and I told everybody, I said, one of the greatest things going on right now is this bucket, and this bucket where people don't look to God and stuff when things are going good. When everything was physically great here in December of 2019, people were going, hey, thank you, Jesus, thank you. They were taking it all for granted. Mm-hmm. Now people are so worried and afraid, and you have this fear. They're jumping into this revival bucket for Jesus from both sides. Another thing they're doing is, I told our real president that I told him about this bucket. I said, there's another bucket, sir, going on. They're jumping into this bucket of common sense, which is Donald Trump. And when you talk about problem solution and what it'll manifest to help all people, they're jumping in from both sides. We have a couple great things going on, but one of them is for eternity.
That's right. Hallelujah. It's amazing. The Louisiana congressman just came out. I think he was on Tucker Carlson's Twitter show, and Lance and Mario and I just did a show about this. January 6th, 200 FBI agents embedded. That's now coming out. The narrative is falling apart. I mean, it's falling apart. And this was one of their big, arguments about Donald Trump. How is the president doing? When you talk to him, what are his spirits like right now?
They're great. I was just going to call him probably after your show, actually. I haven't talked to him since Iowa just had the landslide, the historical record for him. And I'm sure he'll just be on top of the world. But like I tell whenever we talk, he'll ask me, how are the people out there? How are people feeling? I said, sir, every time they attack you, your polling numbers go up. And I told him, I said, you keep getting indicted and attacked, and I said, pretty soon you're going to have more votes than voters like Pennsylvania. They do it every election up there. But he's always optimistic. I'll tell you, when the two of us are on the phone, it's both just so much optimism because we can see overall, we know where we got to get to. I know where I got to get to for securing these election platforms and getting the paper ballots and count. And he can just see. He did say something the other day. He said, he said this about a month ago, I guess. He said, Mike, they're destroying our country so bad. He goes, I don't know if they're going to have it so bad if we can get it back to better than it was. And I said, sir, God's chosen you for such a time as this.
Come on.
And him working through you, you'll get it done. And he goes, yeah, that's right.
Come on. Mike, anybody that's been around you knows you preach, you minister. That's who you are. I mean, you can't help yourself. You literally talk about the Lord all the time, what he's done in your life. How does the president respond? What do you think he thinks about when you say there's a revival and things like that? Does he get that?
Yeah, absolutely. And he knows this is divine, everything going on. He really does. I've talked to him before. I said, this is on God's timing. If you look up, if you Google the word patience, you don't see a picture of myself or Donald Trump there, okay? But we've had to, we just want it so bad. And we know we can get there. But he is very, he's open. He'll listen to that. And he knows that this is historical and it's biblical. He knows we're in a battle of, this is it. This is it, everybody. There is no, second chance. Well, let's save our courage for a rainy day. One of the things we talk about, God, everyone's got to do their part. This isn't all sit back and just pray. And he's doing everything he can physically do. I've never seen anybody with so much courage and optimism. And I tell him all the time, I said, he makes me, courage is contagious. And if I feel a little down, I'll come on him up, and it's just like,
that's awesome.
And that's what I tell everybody out there. Don't save your courage for a rainy day. It's pouring outside. We get one shot at this, and there's hope. I tell everybody, you bring up Fox News. I said, you know what? When I see people out there depressed around the country, it's usually because they're chronic Fox watchers.
Wow.
And what I mean by that is they don't put any hope out there on Fox. I'll bet you they didn't tell you that Taiwan just had one of the best elections in modern in history. They use paper ballots, hand counted. They're the gold standard of paper ballots, hand counted, and of election platforms. Wow. And they saved their country, literally saved their country, because they won't give in to this computers in their elections and stuff like that. Look what Argentina did about 3-4 months ago. Same thing. In 4 months, they got rid of the computers and went to paper ballots and count. These are what people need to hear, this hope, so they trust our elections again here. And we've got a great plan, the LindellPlan.com. Everybody, you can learn about the plan. It is the only plan. This plan is going to secure our elections. I have over 200 counties in the country that are committed to go to paper ballots, hand counted. End of this month in Las Vegas, we got a big event down there where they're flying in. We're flying in my Cause of America, my Election Crime Bureau, and we're going to meet with officials from all over the country that are in charge of their elections and teach them the hand counting system, teach them, distribute devices that can show that these machines are online, all kinds of stuff. Great things are going on, everybody.
Come on. That's good to hear, because we get a little disheartened when we hear, you're struggling with Fox News, things like that. That's just upsetting, because we've seen all these, I remember Kohl's and all these big retailers. I mean, it was so ridiculous. But yet, Mike, you've survived and thrived, and the Lord has been with you. Folks need to support. Now, you also have another channel that you've started of selling goods. It's kind of like an online store. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this was started 3 years ago, and it was kind of paused, but now we're going to blow it wide open. We've got over thousands of entrepreneurs, USA entrepreneurs, and USA products on there. It's like a mini Amazon, everybody, and it is amazing. You can go there, do all your shopping there. These guys, they rely on my store now for the last 3 years, and this is what they do. And it's a platform where they get canceled, they get drowned out on Amazon or copied by China, and you show up in Walmart, there's my product, So I embrace them, put my arms around them. And MyPillow, by the way, my employees, if Fox is gone, we've actually shifted now. We're going to be doing the fulfillment for the My Store platform, so that that keeps jobs and keeps things going. And you got a promo code, Todd, that they
I do. It's Remnant. Very easy. Remnant. And so if you use the promo code Remnant, you can go to mypillow.com and get a great discount on amazing product. We have it all at our house and we love it. My wife loves it. We just ordered new Giza sheets. What other new products do you have coming out, Mike?
Yeah. But here's what I want to say. By the way, with that promo code Remnant, you can also use that, everybody, on mystore.com too. Use that there, get all those discounts. But I'm going to tell you this. If you go right now to mypillow.com and you go down to Radio Podcast Square, everybody, open that up and use the promo code Remnant. All the products we were going to go with Fox, these new commercials. Let me tell you the biggest one right now. We have over, I think, 8 kinds of blankets came in. The best blankets you will ever use in your life. They're all on sale there, and all these different kinds. Look how cold it is around the country. Get those blankets. We have the down comforters for 60% off. But one of the things with your promo code Remnant, we're going to get free shipping to anything they order on mypillow.com on their whole order, free shipping. So I always tell people, take advantage of that with the MyPillow beds, the mattresses, and the mattress toppers, and the MyPillow 2.0 pillows. Yes. The MyPillow 2.0 pillow, $29.98 for the queen size, king's $5 more. But those beds, I reverse engineered those beds. I was a big part of that, and the mattress toppers that took so long to develop. They are the best beds and mattress top. If you have a bed and you just want to get a mattress topper, the best technology and the best sleep you're ever going to get. And you take advantage of that free shipping besides the sale price. Shipping's very expensive nowadays. I'm going to cover it for you. So there's no reason not to order. And we've kept everything on sale. Another great thing is that came in and is our towels that we have, the 6-pack towels that actually work. Those 6-piece towel sets, $29.98. But we have the kitchen towels. Once I had the bath towels and stuff, I'm going, wow, they actually absorb like a towel's supposed to. I was doing dishes one day, and I'm going, and yes, I still do stuff like that. And I'm doing the dishes. I go, these towels don't even dry the dishes. Okay. And it was ridiculous. So we developed same technology. We now have dish towels on sale that actually work and dry things. I mean, what a concept. Maybe, one of these days I might go after napkins. You ever go to a restaurant and you got a napkin and the water just runs off and it's like hard napkin. Whoever thought of this? What are they, for decorations? I like stuff that works.
Hey, while you're at it, we need to make some straws. These paper straws and all these corporations, they're awful, man. They dissolve as you're trying to drink.
Right.
So, Mikey, you're solving the problems, brother. You're out there fighting for our country. That's most important. Before we let you go, just share a few words to the folks.
Yeah, I want everybody, you guys, keep the faith. Keep that. Like I say, we're going to get to a great place out here and look back and say everything had to happen the way it did. And like I said from the Rose Garden one time on the stage, get in the Word, your prayers. If anything you do, even keep praying. We are going to save our country. And if you want to get involved, go to lindellplan.com. Lindellplan.com. Everything, we're 90-some% there. And you know what? We can use anybody's help there. See what you can do and check it out. Download any of the apps. You got the Mike Lindell apps all over the App Store, and get involved because you don't save your courage for a rainy day because it's pouring outside.
That's right. Come on, now's the time. Yeah, we don't want to be another Dietrich Bonhoeffer. I mean, he was a great man that was sharing it, but he didn't get to see the result because he was killed. Now, people always ask, how did that happen? Well, now we're dealing with a similar situation. We got to stand. And Mike, you're doing just that. I appreciate you, my friend. Pray for Mr. Lindell. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Get the book. The book is good. We'll put the link in the description. And Mike, we'll see you soon, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on. God bless.
Thank you, sir.